Hey, hey, hey. Can y'all hear me? I sound like I'm in water, don't I? Can you hear me, T?
I can hear you. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yes, ma'am. Good child. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all know, I got I don't know. I was trying to get this straight before we came on, but I was having some difficulties. You know, my production is off to college, so I got to do what I got to do. The light too far, it be too much. I be light too close, it be too much. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm a little over it.
But you hear, Leash? We are ready to go. We're going to have a great show. So they'll enjoy the show,
Eyes
you guys.
here, eyes here. Welcome to Let's Chat, y'all. I'm Miss Lissha, and I got my right hand, and most of the time she is my left, the fabulous MzToni. Hey, T, how was your week?
Child, you know how it goes over here on the Let's Chat Wonderland. It be busy, but it's all good. I'm so appreciative of the busyness. That just means that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's open on up.
Absolutely. Well, welcome once again to Let's Chat Live. My name is Tony, and the lady over there with the lightning issues, that is the one and only Miss
You like that?
Lisa. We thank you guys for joining us here on this Thursday evening. We are going to have a great show, but just to give you guys a little background on what Lissha and I do, you know, we started our roots in radio business, and we have evolved into Let's Chat Live. We used to celebrate literature, but now we celebrate so much more. We celebrate the dopeness of all the arts. And tonight will be a prime example of what we have to offer here in the chat room. So we hope you guys are ready. We're going to bring in our first guest because I know she's ready to get down to it. So buckle up. Let's have a great time.
Absolutely. Hey, Miguel, how you doing?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
We're
Listen,
fine.
listen, I ain't gonna hold you up. I got some questions. The title,
Okay.
the cover, I got questions. But before we get into that, we want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your literary journey.
Okay. First of all, I am a newly published author, and I've had many stories during my lifetime. My book is actually a biography, or you could say a memoir. The stories are true, but it reads a little more like urban fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, everybody has a story to tell. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the timing of when you want to tell it.
Mm-hmm.
So COVID, of course, the coronavirus has given everybody, or it should have given everybody, a time to reflect, a time to take a look
Okay,
at yourself.
that's right.
And that's exactly what it did for me. Because I always had the excuse that I never had time to sit down and write the book. Because as
Mm-hmm.
women, we're busy doing everything. We wear many hats.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Right. So I was in much prayer about this book. And because my biggest fear was really not trying to hurt anybody that had hurt me over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But I knew that my story would be one that would inspire, encourage, motivate, and help women that may be experiencing some of the challenges that I have experienced over my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So in prayer with God and in asking him, what do I say? What do you want me to
Mm-hmm.
talk about? He merely told me, speak your truth.
Mm.
And
Okay.
that's what I did in this book.
Mm.
Now,
Okay.
we often ask our guests that come on about a goal moment. And a goal moment is when thought and execution come together. A lot of times, like you said, we give ourselves excuses on why we can't do something right now. When we are very mindful about how we pour into other people, how we speak to other people, how we treat other people, how other people treat themselves. But when it comes to us, we tend to be a little lukewarm with it. And we are not really
Definitely.
sure, and we give our own self backhanded support sometimes when we have things that we want to do, or have things that we need to do. What was your goal moment like when you decided to say, okay, I'm about to sit down and finish this story and publish it? And even though you spoke your truth, somebody always gonna have something to say. Somebody gonna feel a way. But what was that moment like for you?
I had a conversation with my daughter and one of her friends, and she kept trying to convince me to write my book. And again, I was coming up with excuses why I shouldn't. And she got very emotional with me because she said, Mom, you always put everybody else and their feelings before you. You've always been one to look out for everybody else. You've always been one to bring the family together. You always have been the one to try to be the peacemaker. Now it's time for you to put yourself first. And in seeing her sincerity and in seeing her tear up, I knew the time had come for me to do this. Wow. So she inspired me. My husband also, I must admit, he kept saying, you keep saying you're going to write this book. When are you going to write this book? Because my husband is an author too. He's written one book. Now he's in the process of writing his second book.
Okay, husband.
Yeah. So in watching him write his first book, I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to do it. So with my daughter and my husband and watching him accomplish writing his first book, they both inspired me to sit down and write it. And that's exactly what I did. Although he says my book is raw and it's transparent. But hey, it is what it is.
Exactly. But Riga, with what Lissha said, I just want to piggyback on that goal moment. In your opening, you talked about, what it took for you to get this book done. The challenges that you had, like you didn't want to hurt anybody that had hurt you. Those are powerful words.
Yes.
How were you able to accomplish that and still be happy with the end product?
Well, I'm gonna admit why my book has been very popular amongst people, some friends, some of my associates, and even from strangers that have written me to tell me what impact my book has had. It has hurt some of my family members as well. But in my dealing with that, and first of all, I prayed about this, and I know what God inspired me to do. So I think once I got over the fact that, everybody's not going to like what I wrote, and I understand that. And the feelings that I hurt, I understand that too. But this book isn't about you and your feelings. This is about the hurt and pain that I have been through since I was like 9, 10 years old.
You better talk about it.
I'm sorry?
You better talk about it.
Yes. So I have endured a lot of pain emotionally, mentally, since I was like 9 or 10 years old. And I've carried that around until my truth was revealed to me when I was 50 years old. And I'm 58 years old now. So while the book impacts a lot of deep emotions, through it all, I must admit, I had a relationship with God because this book is centered around the 70s, of course, and then it moves on in my lifetime. But while I had a relationship with God, because only God could have brought me through everything that I've been through, I really developed a stronger walk with him once I reconnected with my husband today. And we've been together now 12 years, married for being 9 on Valentine's Day.
Ooh, happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. So again, I had to get past the fact that everybody's not going to like what I do. Everybody's not going to like what I say, but it is my truth. And in being inspired to write the book, it was just my hope that if my book can just touch one person, one woman, and have her to read the book and be able to identify with something within her life that I experienced, and knowing that it was nobody but God that saw me through. And through that, they develop a relationship with God, then I did what I was supposed to do.
So true, so true. And like you said also at the start, this time it should have forced a lot of us to reflect on ourselves and look at the person in the mirror and say, how do you want to come out on the other side of this? With that being said, Ms. Regal, what is your takeaway from this? How has you put in your life into words? How do you see yourself and how much did it shape you into the woman that you are today?
Well, first of all, let me say, since marrying my husband and having to be his wife, and my husband is a pastor of a church, he's been pastoring over 20 years.
Mm,
But I wanted, when people see the first lady of the church, they immediately think that that person a lot of times is perfect. She's flawless.
Mhm.
She doesn't have heartache, or she doesn't have any issues, or she's just this perfect person that has been, that's walking this perfect life, and they are so far from the truth. I am just as human, and I have flaws, and I have situations that I deal with just like everybody else.
mhm,
And mind you, the congregation did not know about my past
mhm,
Mm.
until my book came out, which again, it came out in November. So did I really think about what they would think of me? Um, that didn't concern me. What concerned me was the fact I wanted them to know that I'm just like a lot of you. I've been through a lot of things just like you. I've made
Mhm.
mistakes just like you.
right.
But God, but God.
Mhm, exactly.
And then when I look at it from this perspective now, just to kind of fall back on your question about how I feel since writing this book, what I gathered out of it, I relived a lot of the situations that I speak about in the book.
Mhm,
But a lot of times when you go through what you go through in life, it may not necessarily been your struggle for you. It could be that you went through what you went through for somebody else.
That's
So
right.
mhm.
I just believe
Powerful.
that what I went through in my lifetime, God allowed me to go through it. He gave me the strength to go through it. He
Mhm,
brought me on the other side of it so that I can stand today and tell my stories and how God was there and brought me through to shape and mold me into the woman that I am today.
mm. Those are powerful words.
Thank you so much. And
Absolutely.
that's exactly how I feel about it since writing the book. And
Mhm,
I must say, again, when I did write the book and I knew that I was speaking my truth,
Mhm.
it wasn't until I actually have been getting feedback from people telling me how it resonated within them and how they're able to open up and talk to me about things that they've been through in their lifetime and to read what I experienced, that they also can overcome what it is that you go through, and as long as you can develop and have a relationship with God and have faith in him and his word. That's the
mhm,
only reason why I'm still standing today.
mhm, mm,
Absolutely. And the fact that you are a first lady, first of all, that gives you such a powerful voice amongst just women in general. So uh, the fact that you're writing as well, that gives you a lot of power to be able to influence a lot of different people. What does that power and inspiration mean to you? How does it make you feel?
Well, a lot of times, what I have discovered is that when you're talking to people, and I can relate to people from all walks of life, I have no
mhm,
problem talking to anybody. They
Mm-hmm.
like to know that you're speaking from a place of experience. I like being able to actually be in just as sincere and just as open with myself in speaking about subject matters that I've been through. A lot of times when you talk to people about situations, they may say they understand, but how can they truly understand if they haven't
mm.
walked in the shoes?
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
so for me, in speaking about what I have written and knowing that I can relate to, for example, brokenness. I've been
Mm.
broken. I can relate to pain because I've been through pain. I can relate to broken marriages because I've been through those. My first marriage being I was married into the mafia. My second marriage, I married a young man that died. He got hooked on drugs, and he passed away. I've done drugs. I've sold drugs. I have a
Mm-hmm.
mentally disabled son, but he's grown now. But I've been through that. I have a daughter that's gay. I've lost a child. So I can relate to people on different levels of just the day-to-day lifestyle that people are in. Has it been
Mm-hmm.
easy for me to deal with all of that? No,
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't. But
Yeah.
again, I must reiterate that if it wasn't for my relationship that I do have with God to give me the strength to keep going, to see another day, if I
Mm-hmm.
would have been dead and gone a long time ago. But I knew there
Wow.
was a God. I would always say God watches over babies and fools. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that, but I've
Oh
heard
yeah,
that.
my mom used to say
Yes,
that.
God watches over babies and fools. But this has been a fool. I've been there. I have been there. And I'm just not one that's just holier than thou. And I'm approachable. I'm not one in this position that I feel like, I'm a woman of this power, and I'm married to this pastor, and I pretty much look down on people, your
Mm-hmm.
drug dealers, or those that are on drugs, or those that are homeless, or I don't have any compassion for them. That's not true. I have
Right.
compassion for any and everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people that is very approachable,
Mm-hmm.
and don't have any problem with sitting down talking to anybody about anything. And I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when we feel like we've arrived, we forget where we've come from. I'll never forget where I've come from.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So true.
Never.
You're resonating with a lot of people that are listening to the show. And I'm not sure if you can see the comments, but one of
I
our
can't.
listeners, James Rodman, he's also an author. He says, people expect her to be perfect. And did you feel that you needed to walk on eggshells yourself?
When maybe when I married my husband, or just period. I'm not sure I understand the part
Well, I think
when I should have walked on eggshells.
what he means is that we place the first lady even in a higher standard than the pastor.
The
Like
pastor.
Oh,
she's like up here. And so
Mhm.
did you feel like at some point in time that you had to walk on eggshells because you did people did have you so high up. Even if you were relatable, we still always see the first lady up here.
Right.
well, I guess you would have to know me and my personality to know that I don't believe, I mean, I'm not going to say it never happened, but I'm just going to say that I have just been so down to earth because that's just who I am. I'm a very compassionate, very loving person with a bubbly, I guess, sort of personality. I never felt like I had to walk on eggshells. No.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Probably my husband would tell me that I'd have to watch what I say, and to be politically correct and speaking, because I am so down to earth. Some of my edges might need to be a little polished, because I maybe can come across as being too real. You might have to
Mm-hmm.
tone it down a little bit, but I can only be me. I
Mm-hmm.
was never going to feel like that I was above anybody else because I am the first lady,
Mm-hmm.
the pastor's wife.
Right.
Because I love on our congregation. I'm one to love, and he is too. One to love on, embrace. I'm not one where you have to talk through somebody else to get to me, or my husband. You have to talk through somebody else to get to him. No, you can come straight to me. Our lines are open. You can have our cell phone numbers. We are open and approachable.
Right.
So no,
Absolutely. And it's
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
funny because the first thing that popped in my mind is that episode with Claire Huxtable. And she was like, let me tell you something, Melvin. I can see you like, let me tell you something. Hold on. Have a seat. Let me have a moment of your time.
yeah, yeah. Give me 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Let's come over here. Let's talk over here
Two and
with a
two.
smile, and then I'm gonna hug you afterwards and tell you I love you.
Fall in love.
After I give you the business. After I give you the business, of course.
But we don't have, but fortunately, God has blessed us with a congregation that we really don't have a lot of problems. I don't have any problems. We're in the country, and of course now we're not in church, of course, but we have a very loving congregation that loves us, and we love them. So we've been blessed.
Now, what has that writing process? What was that writing process like for you? I know it was therapeutic, but writing a book is so different because it's more than just being a creative writer. When you're writing to the masses, you have to write and kind of structure things a specific way. What was that process like for you?
You know, believe it or not, the writing process has always been in my head. I had nothing on paper. I hadn't wrote down anything at all on paper. When I decided that the time had come, and it was actually May of 2020, when I decided to sit down after prayer and sit down in front of my laptop and write my story, it was like God just started speaking to me and telling me what to write, and I just went to type it.
Wow.
So the writing experience that I had when it was in my head and in my heart produced the book.
Absolutely.
Now, the young lady that did edit my book and helped me with publishing it, her name is Shavonna Bush. She started Bush Legacy Publishing. I've known her since she was probably 10 years old. And she came to me by way of a mutual friend that told me that she edit books and writes books, because I did reach out to some people because I had no idea what I wanted to do. My husband went and published his first book through Outskirts Publishing, but I decided I wanted to do self-publishing. And so she helped me tremendously with writing my book and editing my book. And I will say that I am working on a project. I have been in discussion with a gentleman, an executive producer, about taking my book into some type of film.
All right, Miss Kim.
I'm in the process of working with someone with that. We'll see. But I must admit, I didn't have those types of dreams for my book initially when I sat down and wrote it. So,
well, speaking of dreams, being a first-time author, you self-published your book. Has this literary world been what you expected it to be?
I'm still learning. Again, I'm 58 years old, and this computer world, this social media world, these different apps, and trying to understand what these letters mean, and I'm in Clubhouse now, and it's like, okay, I'm having to self-teach myself. I mean, but again, my editor is helping me with marketing strategies. I have a daughter that's been helping me as well. I have a granddaughter that's in social media. Her name is Imani Diamond. She has over 12,000 followers now. She's been entertaining since she was 3. She's 8. So I've been with my daughter and trying to help her with my granddaughter learn the social media world. But when it comes to myself, and because my daughter is so involved with my granddaughter's career and what all she's doing, it's like I don't have anybody that's helping me. So I'm teaching me. So anybody out there that's listening that wants to reach out to me and say, hey, you need to try this or you need to try that, I am open.
It's a different language. It's a different language.
I'm gonna say, see, I have a habit of always giving homework, and I'm listening. I have, listening, and I have to absorb what you're saying. Like, listen, y'all, it's so much going on, but just I want to put TikTok in your mind. There are a lot of authors on TikTok just being able to talk about themselves, talk about their books, talk about their brands. And when people think about TikTok, they really think about young people, but there are a lot of readers on TikTok. Just put that in the back of your mind, because I know you got all the other you on Clubhouse, so I know I be on Clubhouse, so I know what it is.
Let me tell you something. My granddaughter told me I couldn't have a TikTok account. Now we've done a couple of videos together on her page, and it's gotten like I think one's gotten over 10,000 views, another one may have over 25,000 views, and she's like, "No, Grandma, you can't have a TikTok account. No, you can't." But I may try that.
But I mean, and first, like, watch them first. I always say watch and kind of see what other people are doing. But awesome, like a lot. I went from seeing not too many authors on TikTok to now I see like tons. Every time I turn around, there's somebody's book. Some authors on there talking about their book. They talking about writing. Like, authors are taking TikTok over. They're taking it over.
So it's all right to have the TikTok grandma, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of TikTok grandmas, and half of them ain't talking about books. I'm just saying. They ain't talking about books. They shaking
they're not talking about books.
They shaking tail feathers and everything else. Stop it.
Not the tail feathers, Leash.
I'm just saying. Listen, Mr. Gibbs, he said you Claire Huxtable and a little worse sometime. Listen.
Well, I mean, I'll have to say my husband's very conservative. He was in the military, so he's militant as well. But if you can remember the movie Life, remember the movie Life, and they had a character can't get right. That's who I can be with him sometimes. You just can't get right.
I love it. But you know what? I think that brings balance a lot of times. You know, and I think not only does it bring balance, it kind of strengthens at the same time. You know, because a lot of times when people get into relationships, they get wrapped up in chemistry. And they think chemistry, and they think, okay, this is love. And it's not. It's just chemistry, because you can have chemistry with 5 different people. But there are so many different levels to a marriage that a lot of people fail to really get to level 2 and 3. They still on level 1. But when you can really, really be you, and that's like best friend, that's a whole nother situation. Like, that's you can just be you. You straight up no chaser. You don't have to be. And he let people know, oh no, she ain't got to do that.
We've known each other. We grew up together. So we've known each other since we were like 7 and 8 years old.
Aww.
And we dated when we were like 21, 22. He moved to Georgia with me after a misunderstanding. He left Georgia, went back home, and then we reconnected 25 years later through social media.
See?
So we got a story.
So I have a question though. So you came here first, and then he followed you, or did you guys decide to come together?
No, he followed me. He came.
So what was that process like? Because most of the time, the men want the women to follow behind them. Like, if they move to Timbuktu, she got to drop everything and go to Timbuktu too. But when she decide to say, I think this is where God wants us to be, most of the time they like, What was that process like for him? Before
Love,
the misunderstanding.
Love makes you do some crazy things. And we were in love. So, I mean, it was what we thought at love at 21, 22 years old.
Wow.
But again, like I said, a misunderstanding, we separated. I stayed. He went back. And we lost 25 years.
Wow. Sometimes that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime.
That is a lifetime. Yes.
And you're different people at that point in your lives, 25 years later.
Definitely. You settled in your ways, you know what I'm saying? I've been I'm a very independent woman, used to, doing everything my way, very strong. And in the beginning of us being reconnected and trying to relearn one another, he had to tell me, I don't need your help. My chest is out. I don't need your chest to be out. I got this.
He said, "Go sit down over there."
Yes.
But you know what? When you are strong, and don't send me no inboxes, y'all. I'm about to say this. When you are strong, especially a strong woman, you have to have a man that is just as strong. Not to just overtake you, but somebody that can understand your strength and they're able to say, listen, I got it. I don't need your help. Go on over there and sit down. Is something else you want to do? I got this right here. You know, everybody don't have that. And it's not really what you say, it's the way you say it. Like there was a artist that was on Breakfast Club, Jill Scott, and she said, if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. And it's so true. You have to be able to tell you what to do, because if he is scared, or if there's fear, or if there's timidness, he'll be able to tell you what to do. You're going to be like, whatever, listen, I'm over here and this is where it is.
Let's just say I've learned how far I can go. When he puts his foot down, he puts it down. And I get somewhere and sit down. But I know how to.
That's what I was about to say. I wanted to, Lissha, I got to weigh in on that, because sometimes you just know when to let a man be a man. No matter how strong a woman may be, and especially in a relationship, you still have to let that man be a man. You can't take away that manhood, because that manhood is what drew you to him.
Exactly. His strength.
I've been married almost 29 years, and I know how far to go with the mister.
She went 101 over there.
And he lets me know, okay, babe, I got this. I got it. I know he got it. So I just have to step back and let him have it. You got to let a man be a man.
And that was really hard for me, because I don't know. I'm not going to say that I have been told that I intimidated men because I'm so strong. I've been told that. And that's just simply because I'm used to doing everything myself. Right. I don't have to wait on anybody to do anything for me. I can do it myself. Mm-hmm. So it was challenging.
It is a challenge. It is, especially when you've always been independent, you've always made your own choices, but now there's two of you, so there's a lot more to be considered. It was challenging for me, and not until I realized that that's what was needed in our relationship. It was like a little bit. I mean, marriage is work. Don't get me wrong. Marriages is a daily work, but not until you realize your role in a relationship that can pretty much know what type of course you're going to be taking, and not just necessarily run at the first sign of trouble. You have to be able to work it out, realize it. And sometimes it may not work it out, but you got to talk about it. But you got to know your boundaries is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Boundaries,
because he has no problem. He has no problem with reiterating to me how far to go.
The boundaries.
But at the same time, he embraces that strength that you have and that confidence you have. And he knows when to say, oh, okay, well, you stay right here. No, don't go nowhere. You stay right here. My wife's going to be right back. He knows when to say, okay, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that happen. Hold on. Yes.
I have to share this story. He has a friend, another pastor friend that came to preach our anniversary. And, pastors have to be diplomatically sound, I guess, when they do speak to people or about whatever they speak to them about. And, sometimes people aren't always pleasant, because you will have, some that will try you.
Mm-hmm.
And he this pastor in particular told my husband that, you know, you have to have a what he called a goon squad.
Oh.
That when, you know, when you can't do what you need to do, you send your goon squad to do your work for you. So then, of course, my husband had to make the comment that he had his goon squad.
I just said my wife. But you know what? I always say, your wife, that's your shooter. You need somebody. Listen, she gonna help you bury the body. She'll ask some questions. She'll be like, "You taking my car or your car? We can't wear these shoes. Let's change." Like she gonna help you plan it out. Like that's what we about to do. We gonna cut
He knows I have his back.
And he don't have to.
I'm not gonna run.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Now we have enjoyed you so much, Ms. Gail. Now we want you to tell here on Let's Chat, we always like to do something a little fun with our guests. So Tia's gonna ask you a fun question.
Okay.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for joining. It has been wonderful talking to you tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And our chat room has really enjoyed your journey and all that you had to offer. So we thank you.
I wish I could have seen them, at least said something to them.
So we thank you for that. But Ms. Rika, you have such presence about you. And Lissha and I, we have a garden going here on Let's Chat. And we want you to add your flower to that garden. And we want you to tell us what that flower would be that is indicative of you.
Proverbs. I have a Proverbs verse that simply is, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Okay. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths.
Okay. Can't go wrong with that.
I love it. I love it. And that's so true.
Because a lot of times we want to trust in everything and everybody else. You know, we go to sometimes our friends don't have the answers. Sometimes, you know, our parents don't have the answers. Sometimes our siblings don't have the answers. But when you trust in the Lord and his word, you can't go wrong.
So
that's
absolutely. Absolutely.
We needed that word.
And we so appreciate you. We so appreciate you coming to share your time, your space, and your energy with us. Thank you, Pastor Gibbs, for chiming in. I want you to shout out all of your social media, where everybody can get your book.
My book, From a Hustler's Life to the Pastor's Wife. It is on Amazon. It is on Amazon. It is and they can get it at Barnes and Noble. They can even reach out to me. I have copies. So they can follow me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Regale the author, Mrs. S. Gibbs. I'm also on Facebook, Shay Gibbs or Regale has a page. And I have a website at regaletheauthor.info.
Awesome. We thank you for sharing your life and your journey with us. And please come back and join us again.
You are. The next time you gotta bring Pastor Gibbs because he got a book. So we want to be able to talk about his book.
Yes, too.
We're going to talk about him. We're going to have both of y'all in here. We're going to have a whole experience.
Thank you so much. Y'all were wonderful. Thank you.
You are so very welcome. Thank you so much. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was so awesome. That was so awesome.
It was.
Y'all, I love what we do. I love what we do here on Let's Chat. I really do. We're going to take a brief break, and then we will be back with Bleu, Marley, and Kareem. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We got to play our favorite song.
1017 Mark, tag them. Mud Money Mark, start tagging these nigga, man. Whole lot of Mark shit. Motherfucking president, nigga. Y'all better listen to me. What? Let's get it.
Cream man, 30 on me, big bag, dirty on me, yo ho, working on me, my niggas working homie, hit his ass, laser tag, 50 round drum, 100 round drum, mop him up when the time come, mask on, mask off, big dog, big boss, you broke your loss, like a tag a nigga, yeah ho, cream man doing numbers, I got hitters, I got runners, we gon' tag them by them commas, yeah.
30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm acting. I know about your baby mama, she get nasty. Gotta tell them to chill. Younger with me, why that action? I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit. Demons and ashes, lady baby shit. Dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic. Smoking on runs, I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blunt. Asking, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze. He hit my line on a Wednesday, saying to play up for Thursday. He coming back on a Friday, asking why I didn't serve him. Boy, that little money ain't worth it. Me and you was the fee and the purpose. The president, meaning I'm the plug. You lucky to see me in person, bitch. Hey, I done put the campaign on furlough. You know they be working shit. Ain't come for no problem, but shut up your partner. My youngin' be murking shit. Yeah, I taught him how to go get a bag, flip the shit and make it flip again. Talking about she can do better than me. I tell that bitch, handle your business then. I'm a business and a businessman. I'm the reason why you say your baby daddy got a brand new dental plan. All the knocked out the middleman. Mud money, what I represent. Cause we got it out the mud, nigga. 10, 17 mile with us. Face shaking, I don't fuck with you. 30 days I was quarantined in the trap setting up plays, nigga. Glizzy louder than some barber clippers. I ain't gonna shoot the fade with you. Fujiana got smoke, I'ma make a call, send a couple grave diggers. He got WAP on the line telling me to chill, but they shouldn't have played with us. On 30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm at it. I know about your baby mama, she get nasty. Gotta tell them to chill. The younger with me, by that action. I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit, demons and ashes, lady baby shit, dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic, smoking on runs. I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blood. Asking, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze.
I grew up thuggin' muggin' on the block, pussy with them same nigga. Wreck round women every day, he got a big pistol, wig splitter. Pussy nigga on the net said he a real killer. Nigga, bitch. Seen his ass in person, nigga did the real thriller. Pussy nigga. I been round everywhere by myself, serving with a Drake. 10, 17, ice on me, try to take a shoot you in the face. Yeah, get him gone, bags in, bags out, chop. Really hit my phone, say he gotta cut your boy, I need to come tag. Yeah, I hit the road, AMG S550, hit the gas. Pull up so the nigga grab, yeah, hit the gas, he was mad. But I don't really give a fuck, I'm with the mob and push the nigga on the boss. Ho, one call, I call cream, he gon' come through and knock a nigga off. Jill told me don't do it, but I gotta get to a nigga raw. Ho, all the mud moving slow, yeah, real slow, nigga like a slow bitch. Pussy nigga try to diss me, can't diss me, boy it's soft. One said don't play with nobody, fool, you better kill them all. Ho,
30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm at it. I know about your baby mama, she get nasty. Gotta tell them to chill. The younger with me, by that action. I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit, demons and ashes, lady baby shit, dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic, smoking on runs. I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blood. Asking, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze. Tag him.
Yes, we are back. We are the Ladies of Let's Chat, and we are here with Cream Man and Blue Marley. Hey, y'all!
How y'all doing?
First,
Yeah,
we want to
good.
thank y'all. Y'all always support us. You always send us music, no matter what y'all have going on. You share that with us. We appreciate you guys. We thank you guys for always supporting the Ladies of Let's Chat. We've been doing this for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate y'all supporting us. Y'all always show up and something. I always say y'all always get first dig. Like y'all on it.
Absolutely. Why you got your mask on inside?
No face, no case.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so for all of those that are not familiar with Blue Marley and Cream Man, tell everybody just a little bit about your musical journey in the world of hip hop, and a little bit about your work.
Oh man, we've been together for about 12 years. doing what we do. You know, we began really, you know, we kind of met on a humbug. You know, I happened to show up at a DJ crib one day on some other business, and Blue Marley was there. And
Mm-hmm.
like as soon as I saw him, I started like trying to sell myself to him the best way I could, because I already knew who he was, you
Mm-hmm.
know, what he was doing, and all the moves he was making in the city. So as soon as I saw him, I'm like, bro, well, I do this, and this, and I'm trying to do this, and that. He was like, all right, then, all right, you know. He say, I'll be busy, but I'm gonna take time and I'm gonna get with you, bro. You know, and he
Mm-hmm.
the man of his word. Like he called me like the next day or the day after that, and we actually had set up some business, and we went out to Atlanta and did a song with Bone Crusher. And I mean, we just, you know, we've been building kind of like since then. You know, he was the founder of the whole Bird School situation, and I always been his president, his right hand man. You know, and we did what we did. We done made a lot of money. We signed a lot of artists. You know, still
Mm-hmm.
paid from, you know, some of that we got in our distribution console. You know, it's been a real blessing for me, because Blue Marley has, you know, really been the avenue for me in this music business. And, you know, I'm blessed to be able to be beside him in a lot of events he's, you know, been through, you know, back with the Bedrock lawsuit, and, you know, him going to do time for different things, and, you know, me holding the label down while he was gone and still making sure that we made the moves that we needed to make. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just been a blessing. So, you know, we've been at it. I mean, 11, 12 years now, you know.
A
And
long time.
Absolutely.
we still getting it right now, still making money. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Blue, what was your goal moment like? So, when we talk about a goal moment is when thought and execution come together. A lot of times we give ourselves excuses on why we can't do something right now. What was your goal moment into the rap game when you said, okay, I'm about to make this happen?
Well, I mean, you was asking what really made all this happen?
What was your goal moment? What
Because
was
you
your
had,
goal moment? What made you say, I'm getting ready to step into the music industry? Whatever happened, I'm about to do it.
I want to say like when I found out I really had the gift. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've been at parties and stuff. Like, I come from the streets. I can't lie. Like, and that's a story that I tell people because I know I overcame them, and I really came out the streets. Like for real, I came from a lot of negativity, and you know when I started doing certain things that was just like being at parties and stuff like that, and my friends telling me to freestyle, and I just seeing other people having little freestyle battles, and I just jump in and just be saying, you know, just saying stuff, and I don't know, like one day, them words started making sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I started saying stuff that made sense, and it was coming easy to me. So you know, my pops, you know, he told me one time, he was like, you know, because I used to write a lot of poetry too. I guess that was my thing. Being from the streets, I didn't know how to let stuff go, like from
Mm-hmm.
the negativity that I seen. So that was like one of my outlets. You know what I'm saying? I know I gotta get on. One of my outlets. To releasing stuff out was like I write poetry or I go play basketball. Cause basketball is my first love. I never thought about rapping
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But it came to me. It like I said, it came to me through pain. So it was like he told me he was like, if you could write poetry, you probably could rap.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing it. I was like, okay, let me try this, and then I started writing, and I found out, okay, I can write. So I don't know, like I can't I can't really say what made me like I don't know. It's not no one in particular thing. You know how some people say they had this backstory about like he left. I'm sorry y'all. This backstory about like I went through this and this is what made me rap like Biggie. Like you know he was pushed up against the corner type thing, like life pushing him against the corner, and he felt like he had to go for broke. You know what I'm saying? It was like he ain't had no choice, but this is what he wanted to do. It wasn't really like that with me. It was like I had it in my mind already, like even if it was gonna be through the street life, like I was gonna be somebody, I was gonna get money or something. Like I just had that in my mentality, like I wanted to go do something, be something. So the rapping, just like I said, I just kind of fell into it once I realized I could do it. That's just my attitude. Like I said, like if I do anything, I'm gonna do it. If I take, you know what I'm saying, I take it serious, I'm gonna go all out with it. So that's what really, like, I think what really motivated me once I started doing it. I was like, okay, well, I'm a rapper now. Like I'm involved. When I made my first single and stuff like that, and people started really jumping, and Rocco and people like that started telling me I was some. Oh, it was like, okay, I ain't looking back now.
Absolutely.
With that being said, Blue, you know, like Cream Man said, you guys have been together for about 12 years, but you have been in the business prior to that. Now, music can be such an up and down industry. How have you been able to maintain your integrity, maintain your authenticity in this business, and remain true to yourself?
Because I think that's what made me separated. I wasn't so concerned. After a while, I learned the business, and I wasn't so concerned about being in the music industry. Well, how I said, I'm not in the music business. I'm in the business of music.
That's right.
Right.
So it's like you know, I tried to understand, like, the Jay-Z's, let's say it like that. It's not easy being guys like that. That's why I take my hat off to a dude like that. Like going for generations and decades and still being relevant, you still being talked about now. Like people don't understand on whatever level you are in this business, that's hard to pull off from even if you're independent. That's hard to pull off. That's hard to be around that long and still be relevant for people to be talking about you in the midst of your peers and stuff like that. So I just never lost the hunger. Like I never felt complete. I've done a lot, but I still felt like it was just so much more that was supposed to be done and still could be done. So I just never lose the hunger with it. Like I said, I decided that this is what I wanted to do, and when I'm done with it, it's like a 401k for me. Like I'm retiring. You understand what I'm saying? Like this was really what I would want to do. Like, so I didn't want to do nothing else. Like I didn't have no, okay, well, when Blue's done with this, he's gonna go back to working at Popeyes or something, to be a manager there or something. Like, nah, hell no. None of that's going on. Like, this was a life journey once I stuck my feet in the water.
Right.
Absolutely. Now, Cream Man, you went from being really in the background to coming forward. What was that goal moment like for you when you decided to come forward and start rapping? I know you've always rapped, but just coming from the background of the business side.
I got to a point I felt like I was ready. You know, I mean, being able to go in the studio and watch, you know, someone who's a hit maker orchestrate records and construct records, and even being a part of records with him, like, you know, I got to a point I was like, man, I can do this shit. Like let's go. Let's bring out what I feel like I've had inside of me for years and needed the platform and the way to present it. You know,
absolutely.
Blue kind of, you know, the mentor for me to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
You know,
now,
go ahead, Lissha.
I was going to say tag them. How did that come about? What was the process getting Fujiani on the album, putting the album together? What was that process like for you guys?
It was how can I say it? It was a learning experience. It was very, like, it also showed, like, our integrity, like our hunger still, you know, like you said, after all this time. We got the Fujiano feature was really brought about on me during the pandemic. You know, I had a bro that was shooting a video during the pandemic. Shout out to 725 Woody, Lil Woody. He was shooting a video with Fujiano. He had a song with him already, and I got invited. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing, you know how the game go about who you know. So it was just like I got invited off of who I knew. And at first, I'm gonna keep it real. Like when I got the call, I was in the bed. I was like, man, I'm finally getting a little bit of rest. I'm finna chill. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm being real. At first, I was like, oh, man, shit. Excuse my French. I was like, man, I don't know. I might have to care who this is, Fuji. I might have to catch him on the background. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like at first, cause I was tired. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I felt tired today, and that's what's so funny about it. That was a day that I actually felt tired, and but something was like, man, get up and go to the video shoot. So I went to the video shoot and was like, I seen food. I seen a couple of people I knew out there and stuff like that. And my boy was like, you know what I'm saying, man, talk to that man. You know what? Come on, Blue, you go do what you do. I didn't really ask him, but he was just telling me like, you know, go holler at food, man. Go do what you do. So I went and slid on little bro for a minute and holler at him. We burnt a couple of them things, put a couple of them in the air and stuff like that. And then, you know, I just kind of put in my bid, let him know I was solid. One thing led to another. He got in a situation in Atlanta where he had to leave the studio because, like I said, it was during the pandemic time. So they didn't want. Hold on. I'm straight. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm taking China Monet. Y'all need to look her up too. If y'all don't know about her, she's the next thing finna blow. I'm gonna go on and co-sign that before I get back to my question.
Hey, China.
Taking her to yeah. She right. We actually going to her interview. I'm in an interview within an interview. So, but like I was saying, during the pandemic time. So, he was on Instagram, and I guess somebody kind of leaked it. Like they were shooting a video, and you know it was like a lot of money and you know tools and stuff like that in the video. They was doing the video shoot. And somebody leaked the video footage while they was doing it. So the police came and raided the studio. So they had to all get up out of there. So Fujiano ended up coming to Augusta. And when he got to Augusta, he called me. And I was shocked because I was like, dang, bro called me. He was like, hey, what's up? You want to do that record? Let's do the record. Well, I had already, you know, I had a lot of people getting at me about like, man, if you end up doing a record with somebody big like that, bro, like get on I'll take it at with right here. But I told like you was just saying about Cream Man coming to the forefront. You know what? I said if I'm gonna put somebody in a situation right now, if I'm gonna bless somebody, I'm gonna hit one of my proteges. Because I know he won't be in a position where people taking his artistry serious. What better mood than this? So I called him and gave him some square business. He felt, you know, he was ecstatic about it. He was like, hell yeah. We did it. He did his part. Everything went down. We got the record cleared all the way up the Atlantic. Like I ended up on the phone with Boom Man and a representative from Atlantic Records and everything like behind that record, man. Like, and it's just like it's been a blessing. I can't lie. Like people don't understand how much that record been doing for us, and it's like realistically, it's gonna do a lot more because it's playing in London right now. Like it's places that people don't really know, like that could end up popping. You know what I'm saying? Like. Real jewel, like, come on, it's Fujiano. Like, you got to play chess in this game. The bigger he get, the bigger we get. As long as we promote that record, right. Like that's smart business.
That's right.
So true. You know, that's one of our favorites that Lissha and I keep in rotation. So
we was playing it before it came out. We just
keep it in rotation.
We don't fall off.
Thank you.
I know that's right. I appreciate y'all. Right here. I appreciate y'all, man. Like for real, because if you really like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you listen to Tag 'em, and I ain't even trying to be funny, like it's like a timeless record. Like we didn't really put it together right here. We didn't really put it together to have like to be dated. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a mode, like it's just a high energy record, but what's being said on the record is not dated. Like, so this song could go on 2-3 years from now and somebody is gonna like it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
So true. Now, Cream Man, I want to ask you. You know, Blue Marley spoke about relevancy in the business, and he talked about Jay-Z and the decades that he's been in the business. You guys have been in the business a long time too. 12 years is nothing to sneeze at. How are you able to keep yourself and your brand relevant 12 years later?
Man, it's really all about making the right investments, and making the right relationships, and we've been blessed to be able to do that on both sides. You know, I've always and will always be, you know, a person that's never afraid to invest in something I believe in. And you know, I pray about it. And after I pray about it, you know, I do it. And I mean, you know, I was telling Blue the other day, I'm like, bro, the sky's the limit on the amount of money we can speak about that we've made in this music business independent. You know,
That's right.
just grinding, hustling and grinding, me and him, you know, and the team. So, you know, that's what it's always been about for me, making the right investments and making the right relationships. And, you know, you keep your face card clean and never show nobody. Sometimes throw them a little extra. Hell, you know, you never know what happen.
Absolutely. Now
And
you
never
have
know who's watching.
What you say,
You
babe?
know? I say you never know who's watching. You know, someone could be watching you and be interested in you and your brand, and you always want to maintain your integrity. And you know, there's eyes everywhere.
Absolutely. Now, money. How did that come about? What was the process in creating that sound for you guys?
Oh, my single. Well, basically, you know, I kind of leave making sure that the music is right in Blue Marley's hands. Honest with you, and I just, you know, I put that Cream Man on it, that Cream Man drip, you know, that swagger, that, and then, you know, whatever comes of it, you know, and so far it's been very successful of everything that it has became. So, you know, he pretty much is, you know, he lays me up and I deliver.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Tag team. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, so
That's
you guys have a very powerful platform, you know, and you are both Black men in a certain kind of position. What does that feel like to you, knowing that you're inspiring so many that want to be in your position? They want to be independent. They don't want to be stuck at a label, or maybe they do, you know, but they want to be able just to get halfway of where you guys have been in that 12 years. Blue, what does that mean for you?
Hold on, say it one more time, sweetie.
So many people are inspired. You know, they want to get at least halfway of where you are, especially as an independent. You know, first it used to be a lot of people would say, I need to get a record deal. Now they know that I can create my own lane. What does that mean for you? How does that make you feel, knowing that people look at you as inspiration to know that they can create their own lane and do just as well as if they were signed with a label or not?
I mean, to me, that's where the blessing about all this has really been to me, like, because we you know what I'm saying, like, we had got to a point where it wasn't so much about chasing the deal. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so much about caring about if the big record label comes and get us or not. You know what I'm saying? It was more so getting the work done, getting promoted, figuring out ways marketing wise to be heard, be seen, and to make revenue come back from what we doing. And we found a niche of certain things, because like at this point, technology just made everything different. Like, there's no reason why any artist shouldn't be getting paid off their music. You know what I'm saying? If you are an artist right now.
That's
You should be
right.
getting, even if it's crumbs, you should be getting something, even if it's crumbs through your stream. You see what I'm saying? You should be getting
Right.
paid off your music.
Mhm.
So we just figured out ways to elevate that, to be hustlers, to be our own bosses. And that's no different than any of the YouTubers or the bloggers or anybody that's doing the things like that. Like they just figured out some weird thing to go on YouTube and do that they do every day that somebody else might think is weird, but it's
Mhm.
cool to this whole mass of people, and now it's making them money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas it's
Mhm.
no different. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to find something, you got to work it, and I think that's one thing that's kept us so driven and so around all the time is because we don't sweat worrying about, okay, if the major labels sign us, because we already know that would be a blessing. That would be a whole nother blessing that will come in this business, but it will be a fame blessing. You see
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
Mhm.
right.
Right.
If we go there, it's just really about the fame, because we can still do things in this business where it elevates us to get the money. See what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. Because you
Mhm.
guys have proven that
Because
you don't have to wait for
because I
nobody.
tell look, I tell everybody. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys have proven that you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you that you're great. You don't have to wait for them to acknowledge your greatness. If they're not acknowledging it and you've shopped your song around, put it out yourself, handle it yourself. Because this is the thing, when you go to other people, they don't have they don't have nothing in their hand. But when they come to you, they got something in their hand because you have something that they want. Um,
Mhm.
so, Cream, on the business side for you, what is that process? What does that feel like for you, knowing that you are kind of dual inspirational, because you have people that want to be on the business side, they want to know the business side, they want to help artists move forward, plus they want to be able to put out music at the same time as well.
Yeah, I I done came a long way, y'all. Like,
Mhm.
y'all kind of been with me on this ride. I mean, it's been it it's just been a blessing to be able to be in both parts of the business. Like, I know a lot of people hear me all the time, like talk about, what Blue Marley's done for me in my career, but he's created, pretty much who I am in the industry. Like when me and him met, I was doing mute. I was just starting to touch in it a little bit, and then I did a couple of things for him, and he was like, "Nah, like chill on the music right now, and I got something else in mind for you."
Mhm.
Like I was like the final piece to the puzzle of his situation. And I mean, once once I came to Bird School and established that with him, we took off immediately.
Mhm.
But on the flip side of it, like I feel like I got to a point where I was like, man, like, you know, I I I want to get back into touching into the music. You know,
Mhm.
felt like I was finna go touch into the music with a record as big as what we have. And I'm
Mhm.
doing hundreds of thousands of streams. Like I never thought it would be to that caliber.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So it being, I mean, all respect and love to that man. Like that. That's all I could say.
Mhm.
And then
But
being
That's
able to watch him, absolutely, because Blue is more than, to me, more than just a rapper. Because maybe because I'm able to see him on the business side, see his creative side, and be able to appreciate what he brings to the game, and what he puts into his music. Because we're able to experience that, with, even if it's just talking to you guys, watching you guys on social media, the music
Mhm.
we receive. Like, he's a business brain. He
Right.
really know. And Blue, you mentioned how the music is doing overseas. Why is it that our records do so well overseas, before they really pop?
Because a lot of times, because just the overseas crowd is so intrigued about what we have going on in the US. You know, they love our cultures. They love the things that we be having going on. And I think a lot of artists miss that. A lot of artists be thinking like you gotta be super big for your music to get over there and for it to mean something or have a relevance. But they people just like we people in the US. And they money turn over and become US dollars too. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta tap in. That's what I tell
That's
any
right.
artist, like, you know, like, okay, you could be from Georgia, but if you doing the homework on where you're getting played the most, those are the markets you need to tap into. Like if you getting plays in Germany, you need to figure out how to get in contact with some German, you know what I'm saying, DJs, and keep a fan base going out there. Like if you from Georgia or Florida and you getting played in Minnesota, well, you need to tap into that Minnesota market and let them folks know, like, you know what I'm saying, I get a lot of love out there. I'm trying to work with some people out there and get my brand going a lot harder. Like that's the type of stuff I do. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times I know my city be like, but that ain't where Bleu at. But it's like I attack the markets that I see, like, you know, like the Floridas, you know, Atlanta, Florida, Charlotte, where else we be a lot of times, like even in Tennessee areas. I attack those markets because I know we put our foot down in those areas and we have fans in those areas. So it's like you always got to double back and keep working them areas until it get bigger and bigger.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because it'll spread. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that I just think that the overseas markets like London and South Africa and all that stuff, it's just a cultural thing. They really be because like between y'all, like you know, they didn't even know who Fujiano was. You know, and that's Gucci's artist. Like that's Gucci's #1 signing main artist. They didn't take the record because Fujiano was on it. They liked the record because it was hot. They thought it was a hot record. You know what I'm saying? And once they did their homework and realized who Fujiano was, oh, then it just went to some other extreme. Then now it was like, oh man, because those people over there are cultural and they're trying to tap into the people in the States also. They trying to broaden their situation. You know what I'm saying? They definitely trying to get what they got going to leak over into the US. So artists like us, like we actually deal with them. So it's a win-win for everybody because they love supporting artists that's gonna help put their brand in the US also. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, tapping into your business side, Bleu, I want to ask you, during the pandemic, a lot of people had to pivot, whatever it is that they're involved in, and music plays a big role in being able to have to be pivoted. How have you come out of this better than you went into it? What has been your pivotal moves during this pandemic?
I say it like this. If the pandemic, if 2020, I say this all the time. If 2020 didn't wake the hustler up out you never was a hustler.
That's right.
So true.
And I'm just being real. If 2020 didn't wake up the hustler in you all over again, like you never was a hustler. And that's the best way I can say it. Like,
Good way.
you know what I'm saying? Like it put everybody in a trap, is what I'm saying. Like the trap ain't always about you whipping up dope and you know what I'm saying, and selling weed and drugs. The trap is the job that you own. The trap is what we doing right now. The whole interview thing. This is what y'all doing. This y'all trap. This how y'all get y'all money, y'all views, y'all fans, all that. So the pandemic put everybody in the trap. It put you in your homes. It had you off from the job. It had you where some people had to actually think. Some people didn't have that hustle. They didn't have the internets. They didn't have this and that. So they had to go in their bag. They had to figure out, like, man, like what I'm gonna do, because I'm spending money, but I ain't making no money. Only certain people got what they call a stimulus check. Everybody ain't get a stimulus check.
No,
Some people had to get it out the mud. So you feel me? So yeah. So that's really what it was. It was just like, I'm like me and Cream, we hustlers, and I, he always know about me. Like my wheels always turning. I'm playing chess every day. It's not a day that I'm playing chess. I ain't trying to jump over nothing quick. I'm playing chess. I'm thinking strategically every day, like, because I've learned that's what life is about. Life is about the moves that you make and the seeds that you sow. and you got to know how to move, and you got to sow good seeds. And so I'm just really learning, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm thinking ahead of time, like, okay, this is our problem. This is the situation before us. But it got to be some way to make something shake around this. And I'm always thinking like that. How can we make something shake? And maybe that come like I tell people, that come from being, you know, the hustling, having drive, but it's also come from being in the trenches. Like, people don't get that. Sometimes when you've been through things, it taught you shit. But it taught you that how tough you are. It taught you that you can get through stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So true.
That's right. Now, Cream Man, you got a song.
Left for dead. I done been in them prisons.
Yep.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Oh,
I done been through all. I done been through all of that stuff, and it's like when you overcome stuff like that, you know, it's just like you realize who you are. You realize even who you are to the man upstairs. Like, and I just realized, like, when the pandemic came, Cream Man, and tell you all the time. He'll tell you what I used to say all the time. I don't need to see this. Well, especially after we did the feature with Fujiano and got the movie, I was running around. People were telling me, man, be careful and keep your mask on. And then, man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, Cream. You'll tell them. Hey, Cream, tell them, Cream. I said, hey, Cream. Hey, look, Cream will tell y'all. I prayed. I put this on everything I love. I prayed, and Cream will tell you what I said. After I prayed, I said, I ain't catching no corona. I ain't worrying about that. It's over with. I'm gone.
I said the same thing. I said,
what they got going on. I don't care what they got going on. I ain't care. I don't even see that guy. I don't even see that guy. He might be taking a lot of people out, but God ain't told me it's my turn yet, so I don't see that guy. Like, we got work to do.
I love it. Now, Cream, you have a feature with Flex Capone. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. I got a homie out in Los Angeles, California, and his name is Dylan Cash, and he is the man.
You know Dylan?
Yeah, he is the manager of Flex Capone.
Shout out to Dylan.
Yeah, and so Dylan felt like, you know, with the style and the, you know, charisma that I have, that doing a, you know, collaboration with the style and charisma that Flex got with.
Did you mute yourself, Cream Man?
No, I'm here, y'all.
Okay. We can hear you now.
Sorry, I had a call coming in.
Okay.
But yeah, so, you know, Dylan thought that, you know, us doing a record together would be, you know, a great thing for me and him. And actually, the record took off in London last year.
That's what landed. I mean to cut you off. That's what landed the whole London situation, was that record.
Yeah, that record.
Mm-hmm. See how that worked? Y'all better work it out. Y'all gotta show them how to move. Show them how to move.
Exactly.
Blue Marley had wrote the hook for that record for me, and I just, you know, use the business relationships that I have to kind of, you know, get things done, and they got a hold of that record, and I mean, it's been doing great. Like, you know, I'm seeing streams from it. I'm seeing royalty checks from it. I just checked the other day. It's over 200 streams in less than the last 20 something days. So it's steady climbing. That's just getting started for the new year. So it's well on the way again.
Y'all see how it work? Y'all see?
Yeah.
Go ahead, T.
Okay. Well, Blue, tell us a little bit about your new song.
You talking about to stop playing with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stop playing with me. Shout out to my boy Tony Soup, man. Me and Tony Soup is like Soup is like, if y'all don't know him, like I promise y'all, I'm finna set up y'all an interview with Tony Soup. Y'all have to interview this guy. He's gonna be on y'all interview next. I'm setting that one up. But shout out, he is our engineer. is the engineer, but he's also the head of our label Drop Zone. He's the founder of Drop Zone. He runs Drop Zone. But he a hell of an engineer. Shout out to him. We won the label won, Drop Zone won the engineer of the year, the video of the year, and the hottest male artist of the year award at the CSRA Awards. We brought home three awards. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. So like me and Tony, me and Sue, we was just, I don't know, we was in the studio like Stop Playing With Me is what birthed T-Rex. We was in the studio and I just told him like I wanted to get back on my, like I was telling y'all earlier, I wanted to get back on my artist stuff, just having fun again and clowning, and I just didn't want to be so serious right now. You know, there's so much business tied in, like you get the feeling drained after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I need to breathe. You know, I need to breathe. I need some more fun, excitement. Let me put some more of the young juice back in me real quick. And I went in there and got on that. It was just like, stop playing with me. And I felt like that too. I was just like, like I just felt like, man, stop playing with me. I'm Blue Marley. I feel like I'm Blue Marley today. Like, for real, like I felt like, man, I'm Blue Marley. So I didn't like, that's what's crazy is a lot of the stuff on the T-Rex project, I didn't script and write a lot of this. I actually freestyled a lot of this music. And Stop Playing With Me, I didn't write none of that. I freestyled that whole song. And it was just coming to me as I was just in there vibing and just feeling myself. And I was just like, okay, stop playing with me. And we just felt like it was one of them guys. Like, you know, it was just the whole meaning behind it, the SPWM, the whole Stop Playing With Me movement. We was like, yeah, we could really brand this and make a little movement behind it. It could last for the longevity, because who don't want to say that? You go through a situation every day of your life where you want to say stop playing.
Right.
Every single day of your life. Every day of your life.
Quit playing. Everybody want to see you crazy till this crazy show up. Then
that's right.
I love it. I'm just saying.
So true.
But the T-Rex, let's talk about this T-Rex on the cover, sir. I was like, you got the T-Rex here. You was really having fun.
Oh yeah, like I had to let them know the real like I done turned it to like the dinosaur is here, and it was a reason behind that, because it was like the realest ever existed. I just wanted them to understand like the motivation behind that. Like I came from another era of music, and like y'all said, to continue to be doing what I'm doing now, and to be chomping and making good music and still staying in the lines of the culture and all that type of stuff. And I just felt like forget the GOAT, forget all that. Like I wanted to let them know, like I'm the dinosaur. I wanted to let them know, like this dude still lives, like he's still here, like accept it, acknowledge it, like, you know, respect it. And that's really all T-Rex was. It was just me just really just putting my foot down a little bit and giving people a little something I felt like they was missing. I really like on the project, I feel like I gave everybody something. I like like that's what me and Cream Man was talking about earlier, is that, you know, I gave the TikTokers music. I gave the young dudes, the young guys that like to do all they spinning. I gave them their music. I gave the OGs music that they love, just not you know, stuff with nice bars and stuff like that. It's clean. It's a couple clean tracks on there for, you know, for in case some kids want to hear it. There's a couple clean records on there. Like I went all over the board with it, but I was snapping on everything I did. So that yeah, I'm proud of the project. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from a lot of upscale people that's in this business. Been really hitting me, like telling me they proud of me. They think I got a solid project, just encouraging me to go do a lot of visuals. So that's where we at with it now. The project's out there. The next move is like marketing and ass a visual. I promise y'all, I'm doing a video for every song.
But you know, Blue Marley,
18 records, you're gonna get 18 videos.
Last time you guys were on our show, I think it was the radio leash. You know, when we do our fun question, our fun question for you guys was an animal, and I think the animal that you chose was a T-Rex, if I'm not mistaken. You remember that, leash?
Better believe
it.
Better believe it.
Yeah,
that's right. I knew then. I was speaking it into existence. I knew then.
Right.
You feel me?
That was your animal, the T-Rex, and we were like, wow.
Yeah, for real. And it's here now. It's a
It's
real
here.
living, breathing thing. It's out here. Hey, it's out here eating people. Hey, somebody call 911. Okay, this thing is on the loose. We have a dinosaur on the loose.
We gonna
Ah, hey,
Listen. You know what? Okay, so y'all have been here over the years multiple times, so y'all already know what it is. We like to give y'all a fun question. So T's gonna give y'all both a fun question. Go ahead, T.
Well, I can't ask the animal because he's already running wild. But you know something, Cream Man? But y'all know something? Lissha and I have a garden. We have our Let's Chat garden. And we are going to add the two of you to them. Now, you got to tell us what flower you would be and why. And I am so excited to hear what type of flowers you guys are going to add to our garden. Let's go with Cream Man.
go ahead, Cream.
I'm gonna have to be that rose. I'm gonna have to be that rose.
Oh, okay. Tell us why.
This Cream Man, he real silky, he real smooth, and he smells.
Now you got
Like that. I like that, Cream.
What color rose, Cream Man? What color?
I like that, Cream.
I saw the other day a multicolored rose. I'll be a multicolored rose.
Oh. All right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Marley, what you gonna do? What you gonna be?
All right, Blue, what you gonna be?
All right. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I'm gonna probably be a tulip. And the reason why? Cause what you gonna do with one lip? You need me. You need me in the garden. What you gonna do with one lip? You need a tulip.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I automatically go in there. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I did not expect that.
That part.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would have never thought about
I
one
don't
lip
know.
tulip.
Listen, this is him all day. This is him all day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, Blue. That's a good one. No one has topped that one. You're the only tulip in the garden.
Cream rose.
We want you to tell us a little bit about China. Tell us
Yes,
about
Miss
China,
China.
how she came about. I know she's in the interview, but just tell us a little bit about her. What can we expect from the sound that y'all are bringing with her?
She shout out to Ugly Money Nietzsche. She signed with Ugly Money Nietzsche, Ugly Money Entertainment. That he used to go by P Nice, but he has upgraded and became a monstrous businessman and label, you know what I'm saying, with you and me. The affiliate, me and Cream been dealing with Ugly Money Nietzsche for quite some time now. He's a bro of ours also. And he reached out, he found China and he liked her energy, he liked what she was capable of doing, and she came to him right. She from Albany. So shout out to Albany, the 9229. She from Albany, Georgia. And all I can say is he reached out to us and was like, let's make her hot. And she on fire right now. She got a single called Jet Ski featuring Pop Chanel. I ain't leaking nothing out the bag, but we got some big things we working on. You know what I'm saying? It's some things out there in the raps right now, like yeah.
I just want to point out, not only do I not have T-Rex, but I don't have that song either. So I'm gonna need that in my email too.
We'll make it happen. We'll make sure you get out of it.
She gonna
be with her on Let's Chat.
She gonna be on the cover.
And look, there's no reason you shouldn't have these records. If you go on any streaming sites, these records are on everything. The whole T-Rex album on everything. You can go on YouTube right now. It's up there.
You got me spoiled.
You can go on JPay. All the guys in prison. If you in prison right now, you can listen to T-Rex.
You got me spoiled. I'll never have to ask. It just be there. Boom, boom. So now I'm spoiled.
We'll send it to you.
We so appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us here in the chat room. We want you guys to shout out all your social media, where everybody can experience y'all. If you guys have any events coming up, where everybody can get your music. If you have a website, make sure you shout that out as well.
Man, you can find me everywhere, man. Cream Man 19, Cream Man on Clubhouse, Cream Man everything, Cream Man 19. I am the brand ambassador of this clothing line, Negro Clothing. So y'all look for that. Me and Blue Marley, we are, trying to really break this new brand across the industry. So y'all look for Negro Clothing. But other than that, man, everywhere that's anywhere, Cream Man 19. Search me on Spotify, Cream Man. We got Encore out there, Cream Lindsay, y'all got out there, tag them out there. Hey, my new single featuring Blue Marley, I Want Money, is coming soon, man. We
Lord, big record.
We gotta let this T-Rex saturate the streets, but I Want Money is coming soon. And then I'm gonna drop a project, my EP, right behind that. So look forward to that around the springtime. So I got some stuff coming up, man. Y'all just follow Blue Marley.
Yes, Lord.
Marley, and y'all know what we doing. Y'all know what we doing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Y'all know to follow me at BLEU Marley. BLEUMARLEY, everything. Add me everything. You follow that right there, you're gonna get me everywhere. Everything. Everything? Everything.
I'm gonna have to follow you guys on Clubhouse. I gotta look for you guys, so look for me too.
We on there.
Be on there.
At least you on there.
We everywhere.
I got Cream, but not Blue. I'm about to follow you now.
I have to follow you guys on Clubhouse.
Hey, shout out Pro.
Yeah, I'm on there.
Shout out Pro Magazine.
Shout out Pro Magazine. Shout out Draw Zone and No Zone. Y'all know what it is. Shout out the Bros. We Nasty. Shout out to 706 912. Hey, Tallahassee all the way to Miami. Man, come on, man. Shout out to my manager, K Fox. You know what's going on, Big Fox. I ain't never gonna forget about you, big bro. Shout out to Ugly Money Nietzsche. Hey, to the fam.
I'm out.
I love it. Shout out to y'all. Hey, shout out to y'all. Okay.
Thank you.
Shout out to y'all.
Thank you.
Shout out to Snapple. Shout out to Snapple for making Snapple fruit punch, because it is one of my favorites. I thank y'all very much.
Wait. Snapple need to send a check.
That's right.
Snapple need to send you a check.
Huh?
Snapple need to send you a
check. They need to. Yeah. Snapple. Snapple. ASAP me. ASAP me. Yeah.
We so appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us. We love y'all. We are so proud of y'all. Y'all know we gonna continue to rock with y'all till the wheels fall off.
That's right. Y'all know this your home. Y'all welcome here anytime, even if you just want to chat with us, ladies.
For real, we love y'all too.
We love y'all.
We thank y'all. We very seriously thank y'all, for real.
You're very welcome.
We know you going to an interview. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your space, your time, and your energy. Thank y'all so much. And we will talk to you very soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
I love when they visit us, Lissha.
Absolutely. Oh my God, we always have so much fun. Y'all, welcome. This is Let's Chat Live. I'm Miss Lissha. You know, I got my right hand, and most of the time she is my left. The fabulous MzToni. Right. Listen, we're going to take a brief break. We're going to play a little music. We're waiting for our next guest to come in here. Y'all stick around with us. Stick around with your girls.
We'll be back.
What's going on?
Green Man.
Blue Marley.
Green Man.
Blue Marley.
You know what I want, man? I want money. I want money. I want the M's. I want M's. I want only here for the money. Yeah.
I want money. I want money. 10, 20, 50s and the hundreds. You know who running. I want money. I want money. Still in the trial and it bunky. Heads jumping. I want money. I want money. Hurry, raising hell, my demons coming. Got
got 'em running. I want money. How you the quarterback, but you out here fumbling? Say what? Boy, you ain't no hustle. I want money.
Green man only here for the money. Came a long way from the trap selling onion.
I want money.
Ooh, now the bust down costs 100. I ain't Birdman, but I'm stunting cash money.
I want money.
Ooh, money turn him to the crash dummies. Now he wanna snitch cause he can't get no bag from me.
I want money.
Ooh, Circle K, I keep the gas on me. Everybody infected, gotta keep the mask on me.
I want money.
We can kick it, ain't no punter. Cream man doing numbers. Hot boy, this my summer. She want wood, give her that lumberjack. 21 he got run it back. Tell the DJ run it back. I'm just trying to make a stack. Yeah.
I want money. 10, 20, 50s and 100s. You know who running. I want money. Still in the trial and it bunky. Yeah, it's jumping. I want money. Hurry, raising hell, my demons coming. Got 'em running. I want money. How you the quarterback, but you out here fumbling? Say what? Boy, you ain't no hustle. I want money. Boy, you funny, let me put you on to something. He got 36 O's, but the whole brick was a dummy. Either way it freaking goes, I'm just focused on the money. Either way it freaking goes, I'm just focused on the bag. Hey, OG got the guap, not a ox, looking mad. Don't make me spin that guap on a Glock and a mask. I want money, ooh, heating up the pot and the pans. Motor crash, you need gas, we got plenty for your can. I want money, put that on my mama, daddy mama. I'ma hide them like the summer by them commas. I want money, yeah, OG hot, gotta school my youngins. What you here for if it ain't about the money? With your broke ass. I want money. 10, 20, 50s and 100s. You know who running. I want money. Still in the trial and it bunky. Yeah, it's jumping. I want money. Hurry, raising hell, my demons coming. Got 'em running. I want money. How you the quarterback, but you out here fumbling? Say what? Boy, you ain't no hustle. I want money.
Cream man, white horses, it's the money cause it's gorgeous. How the fuck you gon' ignore me? Pull up for it on these forges. What you mean I can't afford it? Man, y'all rappers understood it. I live out a fucking dolphin. Then I drown that bitch in water. Throw the whole bitch away. Oh, you ain't that gorgeous, better get up out my face. You not that important, cream, let's see how the gorgeous. I'm dripping Balenci, going all up, pull up. Bitch, you better not tell me.
Coop and sitting up gorgeous. Remember when a nigga couldn't afford it? Yeah. Hand me down shoe, no Jordans. Out on late night, just record. Aiming for the top, and I'm hearing all the rumors. Nigga just wanna be important. It's real. Remember these dots, they ain't even wanna chill. Now they wanna put me in the oil. But let's see how it goes on my feet. Shades on my face, so you know they ain't cheap. Might take a trip down to MIA. And you know a nigga gon' keep that heat. Rolling up the top while I ride through the city. Pistol on my lap, I keep it on the seat. Looking at the drip, but you better not trip. Got cream on the whip, but it ain't nothing sweet.
Man, white horses, kiss the money cause it's gorgeous. How the fuck you gon' ignore me? Pull up for it, all they forges. What you mean I can't afford it? Man, y'all rappers understood that I live out a fucking dolphin. Then I drown that bitch in water. Throw the whole bitch away. Oh, you ain't that gorgeous, better get up out my face. You not that important, cream, let's see how the gorgeous. I'm dripping Balenci, going all up, pull up. Bitch, you better not tell Drake, don't hang it, not the me. Oh, that is. Them bitches cream, man, cash rules everything around me. Get these broke niggas from around me. How the fuck you broke and you tryna down me? Throw the whole bitch away. Oh, you ain't that gorgeous, better get up out my face. You not that important, cream, let's see how the gorgeous. I'm dripping Balenci, you know it. Coming all up, pull up.
Bitch, you better tell me. White horses, kiss the money, cause it's gorgeous. How the fuck you want it on me? Pull up for it on these fortunes. What you mean I can't afford it, man? Y'all rappers understood that I done bought a fucking dolphin. Then I drown that bitch in water, throw the whole bitch away. Oh, you ain't that gorgeous, better get up out my face. You not that important cream, let's see how the gorgeous. I'm dripping Balenci, going on a pull up. Bitch, you better not tell me.
Mark, tag em. Mud money, Mark. Start tagging these nigga, man. Whole lot of Mark shit. Motherfucking president, nigga. Y'all better listen to me. Let's get it.
Cream man, 30 on me. Big bag, dirty on me. Yo ho, working on me. My niggas murking, homie. Hit his ass, laser tag. 50 round drum. 100 round drum. Mop him up when the time comes. Mask on, mask off. Big dog, big boss. You broke your loss. Like a tag a nigga, yeah ho. Cream man doing numbers. I got hitters, I got runners. We gon' tag them by them commas. Yeah.
30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm at you. I know about your baby mama, she get naked. Gotta tell them to chill. Younger with me, why that action? I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit. Demons and ashes, say the baby shit. Dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic. Smoking on rust, I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blunt. Ask him, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze. Tag it. He hit my line on a Wednesday, saying to play up for Thursday. He coming back on a Friday, asking why I didn't serve him. Boy, that little money ain't worth it. Me and you was a fee and the purpose. The president meaning I'm the plug. You lucky to see me in person, bitch. Hey, I done put the campaign on furlough. You know they be working shit. Ain't come for no problem, but shut up your partner. My youngin' be murking shit. Yeah, I taught him how to go get a bag, flip the shit and make it flip again. Talking about she can do better than me. I tell that bitch, handle your business then. I'm a business and a businessman. I'm the reason why you say your baby daddy got a brand new dental plan. I done knocked out the middleman. Mud money, what I represent. Cause we got it out the mud, nigga. 10, 17 mile with us. Face shaking, I don't fuck with you. 30 days I was quarantined in the trap setting up plays, nigga. Glizzy louder than some barber clippers. I ain't gonna shoot the fade with you. Fujiana got smoke, I'ma make a call, send a couple grave diggers. He got WAP on the line telling me to chill, but they shouldn't have played with us. On God. 30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm at it. I know about your baby mama, she get nasty. Gotta tell them to chill. The younger with me, by that action. I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit, demons and ashes, lady baby shit, dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic, smoking on runs. I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blood. Asking, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze. Tag it.
I grew up thuggin', muggin' on the block, pussy with them same nigga. Wreck round women every day, he got a big pistol, wig splitter. Pussy nigga on the net saying he a real killer. Nigga, bitch. Seen his ass in person, nigga did a real thriller. Pussy nigga. I been round everywhere by myself, serving with a Drake. 10, 17, ice on me, try to take a shoot you in the face. Yeah, get him gone, bags in, bags out, chop. Really hit my phone, say he gotta cut your boy, I need to come tag. Yeah, I hit the road, AMG S550, hit the gas. Pull up so the nigga grab, yeah, hit the gas, he was mad. But I don't really give a fuck, I'm with the mob and pussy nigga on the boss. Ho, one call, I call cream, he gon' come through and knock a nigga off. Judge told me don't do it, but I gotta get to a nigga raw. Ho, all the mud moving slow, yeah, real slow, nigga like a slow bitch. Pussy nigga try to diss me, can't diss me, boy it's off. One said don't play with nobody, fool, you better kill them all. Ho,
30 days straight, I've been trapping. Look what happened. Bitch, I'm at it. I know about your baby mama, she get nasty. Gotta tell them to chill. The younger with me, by that action. I be in the dungeon with dragons, hot boy shit, demons and ashes, lady baby shit, dope boy magic. You smell the gas through the plastic, smoking on runs. I'm trying to stuff every gram in the blood. Asking, this ain't what you want. That laser gon' make a bitch nigga freeze. Tag it.
We are back. Welcome to Let's Chat. Hey, y'all. If y'all missed our interviews, we had three fabulous interviews. No worries. Just head over to our YouTube page. Actually, you can check out this interview here on Spotify, Google, and did y'all know that you can listen to Let's Chat on our audiobook. Just go to the audio app, pull up Let's Chat with Miss Lissha, MzToni, and Miss Lissha, and you can listen to us through Audible too.
We are just getting into your hands any and every way we can. We go where you go. So it's never a dull moment when you can take the ladies and let's chat along with you.
Absolutely. We so appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us on today. We had the fabulous Blue Marley, Cream Man, and then Arthur Regal was in the building. We have laughed. We have had such a good time. Let's see who's joining us today on T. Hey, Gibbs. How you doing?
She has been such a great support of us, Lee. So we thank you, Gibbs, for all your support through all the years that Lissha and I have been on here.
And absolutely. Miss Michelle Barker. Hey.
Hey, Michelle.
Y'all, we so appreciate.
And Mr. James Rodman, he's another big supporter. He's always weighing in. We get that male perspective on what we be talking about, Leash.
Exactly. We do. We get a balance. We do. Let me fix my camera. We got our next fabulous guest coming to kick it with us. He's so fabulous, y'all. Let me tell you about this one right here. I met him at a interview he did with Don Beatty. And y'all, he's so sweet. He is, and he is always fashionable. Y'all see him now. He ain't here like Hollywood. Look, he ain't here like Hollywood. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing tonight?
We are good. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Fashionable.
Well, thank you. Look, I feel like I look a mess today. Look,
No, look at us. Look at me anyway. I feel undressed.
Even when you look a mess, you look good. Stop it. You better claim that. You might be, that's a new style going on. Stop it. You a trendsetter. So for all of those that are not familiar with your fabulous creativeness, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and your journey into the fashion world.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Javon Robertson, but I go by J. Amour. As far as the journey for the fashion world for me, I actually had no intentions or plans on ever being a fashion designer. God just led me that way. I actually graduated high school as a medical assistant. I was working in the medical field for a while. Loved my job, and one day it was one of those situations where my supervisor that I love got a promotion, and I got stuck with a supervisor that nobody wanted to be with. And one day she looked at me, she was like, "You look like you don't want to be here." And I was like, "I don't." And it came out. And normally I would have never said that. It just came out. And she was like, "I want to ask you a question." She said, "Are you working for your circumstances or are you working for your destiny?" After she said that, the next thing out of my mouth was like, "I'm going to school for fashion." I don't know where it came from. It just came out. And ever since then, I started getting into the fashion industry. I applied for school. It didn't work out. But I was like, I'm not going to stop here. So I called a friend of mine. I was telling her I was about to start sewing. She was like, "Well, come on over. I got a sewing machine." I went over there. She was like, I don't know how to work it. I just know I got a sewing machine. Just put your foot on the pedal. So I went from there, and that was July of 2012. And I debuted my first collection in September of 2012. 100% self-taught.
Listen.
And God has just blessed me from there. It took off beyond my wildest dreams. I never
Wow.
It will go where it's been.
That's awesome. Amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So your line about to drop. Listen, about to drop in a couple days, a week or so. Tell us about that process for you. We were talking about you last week on the show. Your nose, your ears, all of that should have been itching because we were talking about you.
Oh, I didn't know. So I decided it was finally time for me. Like I said, I started in 2012, so it's been 8 years for me. And it's been a long journey of me, like, getting to the point. Everyone has always said they love my work, even when I first started, and I feel like my clothes was falling apart and they looked a mess. But everyone has always said they love my work. I've been blessed to work with some celebrities. My dresses have even been asked to be on the red carpet for Emmys. It's just I never was 100% confident in the things that I was doing. Um, and one day I literally, it was during COVID. I sat back and I was like, I prayed about. I was like, what is it that I want to do? Um, and when I first started designing, I know I had wrote a spoken word piece. It was called I Am Fashion because everything had just took off for me. Like it was like all this stuff, but I was still not confident. So I wrote down this. I did a spoken word piece, and I wrote everything that I wanted to eventually become within the fashion industry, like who I wanted to be. And I did my last fashion show I did was in April. And when I did it, for the first time, when I said that poem and that spoken word piece, everything that I said, I felt. Everything that I said, I felt like it was me. I finally felt like all those years of me seeing that spoken word piece, I finally believed everything that came out of my mouth. So I feel like it's now time for me to eventually to finally, after 8 years, launch my line. So I had chose to do it. Well, the name of my line actually is House of J and More, which stands for J's Love. Because my first love was always fashion. So with that, I decided to launch it on the biggest day for love, which is Valentine's Day, which is also my great grandmother's birthday. And she was a seamstress within our family. So I'll be launching my line, The House of J and More, on February 14th.
That has
Absolutely.
such a ring to it. The House of J and More, doesn't it, Lish?
Yes. Now we're excited because you have a plus size line. This is why we were talking about you last week, because we were talking about how there are no cute, non-cheap plus size clothes. Everything that doesn't fit in your waist, it don't fit at the top, just because you're a big girl. Most big girls don't have no waist. So, but everything is too big in the waist, or if you wash it one time, that's it. But you're taking it on a higher level. Tell us about that line and what can we expect?
Ooh, okay, so for my full figure line, I've actually been doing full figure for years. However, for me, I did it in reverse. A lot of designers, when they first start, they be like, "Ooh, I don't know about full figure." But when I started with full figure because I started with curvy women because my best friend, who was a model, back home where I'm from, Columbus, Ohio, she was one of the major models. So because of that, I'm like, okay, well, she can come over. I can learn how to work on her because she's my best friend. It's like trial and error. She's gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. So I worked on that for years. However, when I got to Atlanta, I will say I did go into the smaller sizes, just because for me to say I'm a full figure designer, full figure is such a broad realm because you don't just have one shape. There's several different shapes within the female full figure stature. You have what they call the pear shape. You have the curvy Coke bottle shape. There's so many different shapes, and I wanted to make sure that whatever I did when I eventually launched the full figure line, that it flattered every shape. There was something in that collection for every shape. That one was well made, that was still affordable, but still luxury and still. It was affordable but doesn't look cheap. So that for me, that was the hardest thing for me. Like, so that's what took me the longest to get officially to the point I was ready to say I'm a full figure designer.
I think a lot of times, Lissha and I guess we were talking last week, is that a lot of the designers don't. It's like full figured women don't exist, and if they do exist, it's like whatever is left on the floor, they'll put it together in one size, and it's not very flattering, And it's interesting that you chose the reverse direction, and your focus was on the full figure women. And like there are so many different spectrums that have your apple shape, like you said. And also, you have to deal with height. You can't just say it's a larger size and a different design, and it still looks the same. It's not different. Can you just
Talk
expand
about it, because I'm
that?
tired of I know it might be the trend, but I am so tired of my pants dragging on the floor. Nobody got time for that. I'm short, but dang.
And honestly, it goes back to people having to be able to adjust to different sizes because, like, for instance, for me, I'm 6'7". So I know the struggle of being able of going in the store and clothes not being too long. But then you also have people on the flip side who are extremely short. So you have to be able to have something that's marketable. So with my line, I definitely have customizable options. So you have short, regular length, and then you have long. So therefore, it's something that with my line, I wanted it to be luxury. I have to really think about what type of things do people want. What is the void in the market? What is missing? So for that, for me, a lot of times when you, I can't say a lot of times for me, every time I go shopping, I don't see that option. Even when I go into women's stores, I'm shopping with friends. I don't see different options for them. I don't see short. Only store I really saw it in was Ashley Stewart, and that really wasn't. You just had tall, but there was really not
In
anything
between.
Yeah,
There's no
it
in
was just
between.
yeah.
And then even with Ashley Stewart, I'm just saying sometimes it don't fit in the waist. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And it's not flattering.
No, like it's why we were talking about the stigmatism that fashion has on overweight women, even overweight men, because the clothes don't. I mean, why we got to be frumpy? Why we can't be sexy and big at the same time?
Exactly. Honestly, I don't think it's a. I honestly feel like it with that within the industry. I feel like it's more so they're scared. To be honest, it's one of those
Really?
things. It's one of those things of I don't know what to do. Like, have you
Mm.
like you ever been in a situation where sometimes it's because it's not your typical culture, you're not sure how to move on. Like, prime example, you take me to a line dance situation with some country music, I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna smile, and I'm gonna nod, but I don't know nothing about a hoedown. So like, I'm gonna smile and make it look like I'm having a good time, but I don't know what I'm doing, and that's what it is, honestly, because a lot of people are nervous to do full figure, because especially once you get to the point where your brand is known, you don't want to get to the point where okay, I'm known, and now I done messed up in front of everybody.
Mm.
So I don't think I don't think that y'all have been forgotten about when it comes to full figure women. I think it's literally I'm scared and I'm nervous. I have no idea what to do.
That's
So
interesting. I never thought of it like that.
because for me, even when like I said, I've been doing this for 8 years, and even when I literally sat down, I was like, okay, it's time to focus and pay attention. I literally put on Facebook, I said, I need help from all my full figure women. I said, what is something that's lacking in the industry? What are you missing out of your clothes? What are you looking for? I've been designing for 8 years, but I still have to ask that question because especially if you're not full figure, you don't know. And like there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things people were telling me. I was like, really? Like little
What
stuff.
are some of the things that responded? What was some of the
So
things
the
they
number
said?
one thing that I heard a lot about was the waist. So people are
The
saying things will
waist.
fit in the hips, but then when you get to the back, you have that gap in
Extra.
material
Mm-hmm,
that doesn't
mm-hmm.
go right there. So then I was like, hey, well, what can I do to fix this, but still be flattering? And then I'm hearing because my thing was I learned very early with full figure women, your clothes need to have some forgiveness, a little bit of stretch to it. Don't give me no stiff material that don't move. But
I
then
don't
Right.
want to be a sardine in a can.
yeah, so then I'm hearing, well, some of the material has way too much stretch. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So then it was like, yeah, because it'll look cute, but then the stretch is way too much. And then after a couple washes, it's nothing. I was like, I never thought too much forgiveness was an issue. So I really
Mm-hmm.
had to sit down and really look and listen
Interesting.
listen to see what the void was.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now,
Wow.
you've been a celebrity designer, celebrity stylist as well. What has that process been like for you?
Honestly, it's been good for me. It when I first started dealing with celebrities, it literally came out of nowhere. Well, the first person that I dressed, celebrity wise, was T.S. Madison. She's major in the
Was that
LGBT.
her red dress?
Yes.
Mm.
Ooh, I love that red dress. I inboxed uh, her then manager, and I was like, "Where did she get that dress from?"
Yeah. So honestly, because of her, she's actually the reason why I ended up in Atlanta. I had reached out to her manager Gio at the time, and I was like, I want to dress her for an event. Now, mind you, I had already dressed her once years ago, and it was okay. But this time, I was like, it's my time about to show out. So I came ready to dress her. And typically, when someone reaches out to dress you, they're only gonna bring you one piece, especially for the type of event it was. But I brought her 3 complete looks from head to toe. She loved them all. She actually ended up paying for the other 2, and I gave her that one that was free. And she's like, I want you to come and dress me for an event in Atlanta. And I was like, okay. So came to Atlanta, did the same thing. That's when I met with her stylist and makeup artist. Everybody was like, this is where you need to be. And I just moved to Atlanta 30 days later.
Wow.
And so that was a great experience for me. Then I had one negative experience. I was supposed to dress a nominee for the Emmys. And that situation it was not the client, it was not the celebrity. It was more so the stylist. They literally hit me up, hey, I want you. The celebrity actually told them that they wanted me to dress them. So the stylist hit me up, was like, hey, can you send me over some sketches? We did sketches, fabric stuff, everything. I paid for everything, made the whole entire gown, and he never responded back. And literally to this day, that gown ended up being one of the most known pieces of mine, and it actually sold for the most amount of money. So it wasn't.
It worked out. It
Yeah.
all worked out. It all worked out.
So like, if you ever look at my page, there's actually a video of a woman. She's wearing it's a blue and black gown. It's a high-low 2-piece with a corset top, and it took off. But since then, I worked with Drea Kelly. I've worked with Angie Stone. I haven't had any negative issues.
You better go, Mr. J. Amour.
Yes. If you could change anything in the industry, what would that be?
Ooh, that's a good question. If I could change anything in the industry, I would say inclusion would be the one thing that I would change. I think because it's so much, we feel, people in the industry, I'm not going to say we because I don't fit in the category, feel like it has to be this, this, and this. Things has to look like this. Things have to move like this. One, it scares new designers who are very talented from being able to step into it. And it also limits certain designers who are talented from being able to feel like they can take certain leaps and steps. Just like I was talking about with the full figure. Because it's like, well, what's going to happen if I don't? It's one of those things. Once you're in the industry, you're in, but it's very hard to get into.
What can we expect from your line, Jay? I mean, what can we be wowed with?
Let's see. It's a lot going on. I will say you will definitely be impressed with color selections. There's a wide variety of color selections. It is quality material. It's nothing cheap. I don't do cheap material at all. A lot of flattering cuts, a lot of bold. For the first collection that comes out, it's very much so color. It's giving you spring. It's giving you bold colors, but it's still yet in a refined feel. It's very much, I call it sexy sophistication. Because I just feel like nowadays we're in a time frame where a lot of people feel like to be sexy you have to show it all, or you have to show so much. And I love the most example that I've been using a lot lately is Michelle Obama. Her look for
the inauguration.
Listen, that look right there. And the thing about that look is everybody talked about it. Oh, she looked the bomb. Oh, it was so sexy. It was so sophisticated. But do y'all realize the only skin that she showed was on her face? Everything was covered. And that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to get people to understand. Being sexy don't mean show it. Being sexy don't mean all my boobs got to be out to here, my back arms out. Now, there's ways to do it, but it's still be classy. But you don't have to do that. And so my line is very much so sophisticated sexy.
Well, see, that's what I love. I like that conservative sexiness. You know, I'm a grown woman, but I still have it. You know, that's the type of clothing that I enjoy wearing. You know, and how do you feel, Jay, about trends?
I'm not really a trends person to a certain extent. There are certain trends, like right now, like the monochromatic is in. I'm loving it to death. However, I also like color combinations and color blocking too. So I
Right.
feel like it's good to certain extents, but I'm more of a timeless person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want you to look at my pictures and be like, okay, that had to be in the 20s because that's
Uh,
like, I don't want you to be like, ooh, he look good. You know what I mean? That's like I don't want you to have to be looking at pictures years down the line. People like, well, I know this was from 2012. No, I just want you to look at it and be like, they look good.
Mm-hmm. No matter what time of the decade it is. What do you feel
Exactly.
about classics? Do you feel like those are the things that
You can't
classics fall in?
you can't go wrong with a classic. Like
Mm-hmm.
prime example, they're when you have classics, they become staples. In certain staples,
Yes.
they will never go anywhere.
Never.
Like every woman still has that little black dress.
Always. A
and
few
a
of
pair
them.
of pearls and some
Exactly, the
pearls.
pearls.
Mm-hmm.
Like BFV, she's known for the wrap dress. Wrap dresses will always be. You can change the colors, the prints, but a wrap dress it flatters every figure. So it's
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
right.
there's certain staples that you just cannot. I love me some
Mm.
classic pieces. I do.
Well, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see the line.
Oh, Will's coming soon, real soon.
Now, Jay, we like to do something. Well, you don't know. We like to do something fun here on Let's
Hold on,
Chat.
you're breaking up. I couldn't say that
Can
one
you
more
hear
time.
me? We
I
like to
can
do
hear now.
something. We like to do something fun here on Let's Chat. So
Okay.
Tia's gonna ask you, what? Don't look like that. It's gonna be all right.
Look, I got a little nervous, but I'm excited.
Don't be nervous.
Tia's gonna ask you a fun question.
Okay.
And this is just really what allows people to experience you. I think a lot of times people fail to realize that when people don't know you or they're not familiar with you, your personality becomes the headline of your brand. And that's how they draw into you. And so we like to be able to give people the insight on that person all the way around and just show a little bit more of their personality as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Mr. J. Amour, thank you so much for joining us. We have really, really enjoyed you. And you got to come back, especially when that line drops.
Okay.
But, Lissha and I, we have a Let's Chat garden going. It's just growing.
Okay.
And our two previous guests, they added to it. And you would be amazed at what they added to it, the flower that they added to it. So tonight, we added to our garden a rose and a tulip, but different colors. You can add your flower representing you to our garden tonight, and what would it be and why? And it could be any color because I'm excited to hear what type of color that you would make your flower to be.
Oh, so I get to pick a flower.
Pick
You
a
get to be
flower
you're a flower, whatever flower you want to be. You just gotta tell us why.
and the color.
Oh, that's such a unique question.
Because we're unique.
I like that question. It made me think. Okay.
You like it?
I would pick a sunflower.
Oh.
Ooh, that's different.
Yeah, the reason why is because a sunflower has a million seeds.
Oh,
And although you can put seeds in other people's life, plant seeds of wisdom, help people grow. Those are little seeds that people gave me. And I feel like as you grow, you should be able to give out seeds to help other
I
people.
like that.
And
I
when you
like
got
that.
those seeds, the sunflower is still beautiful no matter how many seeds it loses. It still looks
Now,
good.
is it going to be a special color?
Yeah.
It could be your own color. What color would that sunflower be? Pick your color representing you.
My color, well, actually, one of my favorite colors is red. So I would say red.
A red sunflower.
Bold. Yes.
Yes.
Bold. I love it.
We love it.
Well, we so appreciate you coming and kicking with us in the chat room on today. We want you to shout out all of your social media where everybody can experience you and tap in with you, as well as where everybody can get your clothes. If you have a website, shout that out. And then the line when that's going to be released as well.
Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram at J Amour. That's JAEAMOUR. On Facebook, it's Javon J Amour Robertson. If you just type in J Amour, it'll come up. The website will and the launch is going to be a 2-part launch. So the J Amour signature collection, which is all my custom pieces, that will launch on February 14th, and the ready to wear collection, which is things that you just go in and pick your sizes and pick your adjustments, that will launch on February 23rd. And the website is House of Jaeamour. So HOUSEJAEAMOUR.com.
Love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Now listen, when you out there on the runway and you see us and we waving, don't be trying to pass us up like you don't know who we are. You saw us.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna wave back. I'm gonna come over and talk. I ain't gonna walk.
And we're gonna be looking for those. We're gonna be looking for that line because we want exclusive House of Jaeamour fashion.
I just want to tell you giving me some D nice right now. You just giving me a D nice.
I know that's what it is.
With your hat and the glasses, you giving me D nice right now.
Nice. We appreciate you spending some time with us tonight, Jaeamour. We really do.
Thank you.
And come back again.
Oh, I will anytime. Just let me know. I'd love to.
Thanks again. You
No
stay
problem.
safe.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. That was good, Lee.
Yeah, this was really fun. We had a real good time today. We appreciate you guys coming and kicking with us on this Thursday evening here in the chat room. We will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be on the radio. We will have Kelly Frazier as well as KT Blings is going to be in the building as well. So we're excited. We will see you guys in the chat room on tomorrow. We appreciate you guys. Share this out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, share with a friend.
And follow us on all of our social platforms. Please.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And if you're on Audible, follow Let's Chat on Audible. You can listen to our shows on Audible, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. So we really appreciate you guys rocking with us.
Don't forget, Ladies of Let's Chat Live have been nominated.
Yes.
So please vote for us.
Yes, we've been nominated for Podcast of the Year and Show of the Year. If I'm not mistaken.
2 categories.
Yes, 2 categories. So make sure you guys go out and vote. We're going to drop the link on our social media. We appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye. Have a good night. Stay safe.
I think next week we actually have special guests. Gangland, we got special guests on next week, so I'm excited.
Awesome. So we'll see you then. But tomorrow we're on the radio. Where it all started.
We appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks, Gibbs.
Thanks, Gibbs. Good night.